Welcome to the inaugural scene of Minneapolis by Night. Here we have a oddball group of people meeting at the Vineyard at I believe it's a old Indian burial ground controlled by the mages, recognized by the vampires as a Elysium, and I believe, at least in part, recognized as a cairn of some sort by the wolves.
Okay. Well, Miriam's entering, mostly to deal with mundane matters. She actually is in the market for wine. So why not here?
I guess this dirty old Rapnos sitting over at whatever kind of bar they have at this vineyard. I assume they have one sitting over in the corner, like spinning a quarter on the bar and looking at people as they enter and giving them, if they look over at him, he gives them a little gold tooth smile. He's like a short dude, and he's pretty skinny and looks real strung out. Yeah.
Neat. Well, just for the sake of breaking the ice, Miriam will nod at the gold-toothed smiling man. And after picking out a nice bottle of kosher red, we'll have a seat near him.
Yo.
Evening.
Who are you? I've not seen you here. I don't think. Maybe I have. I don't remember.
I'm a little new in town. My name's Miriam.
He gives a little bow, I suppose, without leaving his chair. He's like, "My name is Julius."
She's gonna raise an eyebrow, and she's going to slowly run a thumb along her necklace. And if you have awareness, you get to roll perception awareness.
Oh, sweet. Hold on. All right, this is gonna be great.
Yep. She's trying to see if you're a thing.
I got maybe one success.
And speaking of which, I actually need to get my sheet up. 1 moment. Because I forget if I had 3 red, or if I have to make do with 2. I am not sure. But yeah, with 3 successes, you definitely notice she's trying to do a thing. Come on, load, you stupid character sheet. Open, you friggin' PDF reader. Okay. And she has 3 red. Yes. Neat. I was able to free up the points. And yeah, it should be diff 4 or 5, thereabouts.
What are you trying to do?
She brings up Prime Sight.
Basically, Aura Percept, right?
It's not quite as in-depth as Aura Percept because I need to weave mind into that, but at this point I can tell if you're supernatural or not.
Yes.
Okay. And the eyebrow that was raised is now lowered.
At this
So
point,
you hang out here often?
No. I'm usually in insert bad part of Minneapolis here.
The entirety of it?
The shittiest part. I'm usually in the shittiest part, at the bazaar. Very interesting things we have, very, very low prices. You should come by. He produces a business card.
She takes it, she looks it over, And she flips over what would be a blank business card, but it has a number written in pen on it, and she has those prepared because she has burner phones.
Okay. Just like put
So
it in my pocket or something.
Yeah.
At this point, a young-looking man in his early 20s and wearing a decently priced suit would step in. His hands have some tattoos on them. He's about 5'10", black hair, goatee. Look around, step over to the bar himself, and order a glass of red.
I'll give him like a suck nod and continue spinning my quarter on the bar.
The barman will look you up and down as you approach, and he'll cock an eyebrow and simply say, "And what vintage can I get you, sir? Red. It's not exactly very, how would I say, explanative."
He'd order one, not that expensive, but not all that, but not cheap either. Mid grade. He knows some things about wine, but so it's not one of the higher ends, but he's not asking for the cheap ass stuff.
Very good, sir. Congratulations. I can now tell that you don't exactly want to drink vinegar. At which point the young white man, about 5'7", behind the bar, will proceed to walk very calmly down, remove a bottle, and pour it delicately into a long stemmed wine glass before placing it in front of him. That will be $7.20, sir.
He puts the money down, lifts it up, kind of sniffs it, swishes it around, takes a sip. Appearing, all regal and such.
The vineyard thanks you for your patronage, sir, he says as he places the money in the till.
Nods and steps over to a table not that far from the others.
Miriam, at this point, will wave the barman over to pay for her bottle of kosher red she's buying.
Absolutely, miss. That's the 1986 Fernando, if I'm not mistaken. That will be. He kind of, his eyes flick to a price list. That will be $52, if you don't mind, please, madam.
Certainly. And she hands over a credit card.
What name appears on the credit card?
It's her name. It's linked to her account. Where the money came from to get into that account is a different story.
Oh yeah, no. But I'm asking in character. He's looking at the name as he swipes.
Miriam Cohen.
Okay, cool. He will very calmly swipe the credit card and flick it back to her as he asks her to enter his PIN code.
She'll write her PIN code down and hand it to him on a small card.
Okay.
There's a gold tooth grinning man right next to her. She's not mentioning her PIN code out loud.
He will make a mental note to thank you for your PIN code and card details later.
Dude, you're dealing with a hacker here. She's going to change her PIN code the moment she leaves this place. She's still not saying it out loud next to the gold tooth grinning man right next to her.
Yeah, however, you don't know what I'm charging on your card.
What's with all? This is 2015. What's with all the gold tooth grinning man shaming going on in here?
Why are you getting up all in his grill like that?
Right. Hey, lady.
Yes?
Would you like to see a magic trick?
Oh, God.
Sure, why not?
Okay, do you have $1?
Watch out, he'll make it disappear.
I do.
Okay, I'll put it on the bar.
Does so.
All right. He like rubs his hands together and like blows on them like he's warming them up, and then waves them in front of the dollar a little bit, takes it, folds it long ways twice, and then again until it's like pretty compacted. He takes it into both hands and starts rubbing his hand, taps it down, his hand onto the bar. I'm gonna roll a dex larceny to like
Go ahead.
stick this thing up my sleeve, and I do really well. And then I will spend a willpower to do a little chemistry effect, to have a perfectly folded dollar bill origami swan appear as I pick my hand up off the bar.
Miriam will nod. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm doing a perception. right now.
She's still got prime sight up, so she can tell it's a something.
Can somebody roll me 3 dice, please?
Okay.
Sure.
There you go. You got it.
2, 8, and 7.
Okie dokie.
Nope, I do not tell that chemistry was used.
I've still got prime sight up. I know it's a thing. I just don't know what kind of thing it is.
Yeah, there's a genuine magic trick for you there.
And how are you doing for your drink, sir? The barman looks towards the smiling, gold-toothed individual.
I don't know, a Spanish red.
Very good, sir. What vintage?
Surprise me, barman. I am a man of meager means.
Very good, sir. So, I take it you'll be wanting... Excellent.
Vinegar,
Miriam
yes.
looks at Julius and says, "Do you want to see a magic trick?"
Yes, more than anything. I knew
All
you
right.
were a magician.
She smirks, and she scooches closer. And I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother rolling for this because she's basically going to be revealing the trick as she does it, and it's part of how this particular trick is done.
Okay.
But she takes a dollar bill, she crumples it up and holds it under her fist, and takes a pen and goes 1, 2, 3, tapping her hand with the pen. But the third time around, the pen's behind her ear because she slipped it back there really quick. And she turns around and points the pen behind her ear and goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, raises her hand, and the bill's gone because she slipped the bill while she was getting the pen. But then she goes in close and as if she was showing someone how to do it, and she does the trick through you the same way. But as she's doing so, she's loosening your watch, and as soon as you make the bill disappear, she opens her hand and the watch is there.
Whoa, I wasn't even wearing a watch. How did you do that? It's 2015. Who wears watches?
It works on iWatches.
I can't afford an iWatch. I have a Nokia. How did you get my Nokia on my wrist? It's so large.
Sleight of hand. Sleight of hand.
Beauregard's just shaking his head.
Sleight of hand, so that you doubt my magic trick is genuine.
No.
Oh, well, perhaps this will change your mind.
I certainly don't doubt your magic trick is genuine. She says, as you notice, she hasn't picked up the swan.
Oh, right on. I will spend another willpower and blow on the swan and have it flap and fly away.
Might want to watch that in public.
Here is fine.
The waiter will return, or the barman will return, and he will place another glass down on the table, and then he will proceed to heave up onto the table what appears to be a box of wine.
Oh, yes, my favorite. This is not Spanish, this is Mexican.
My apologies, sir, but clearly someone of your effervescent palate will be able to correct me in future.
Oh, yes, well, I'm afraid your tip has just flown the coop.
How will I ever survive? How utterly tragic.
You are a good man. Blessings upon you and your family.
And may the light of he who guides us all shine upon you, sir.
Ah,
And Miriam raises her glass and says, L'chaim.
I think I might start liking this town.
I'll dip my finger into the wine and smell it.
One can only assume this is as near to paint thinner as wine can become. So it probably has that wonderful fragrance or turpentine about it, you know.
Cool, I'll rub a couple dots
Thank
behind my ears.
Do you possess the eat food merit, Jake?
No, I'm not going to drink this fucking thing.
Excellent. I'm pretty sure that this is such bad hooch it would cause even a vampire to go blind.
I'm just using it to, like, freshen myself up and rubbing it on behind my ears and on my neck.
He uses turpentine as cologne.
To be fair, having smelled him before, it might actually be an improvement, the character thing.
Well, what can I say? I live in a fucking Winnebago.
Hey, not everyone can steal accounts.
The barman casually raises an eyebrow as he looks over all of Jake's gold that he has filigreed to him. And you can see a momentary glint in his eye before it's banished again by his calm demeanor. The only interesting piece about this character is around his neck he has a large golden medallion. It appears to be an old Chinese coin, the kind with the square cut in the center. And he smiles and busies himself about his work behind the bar.
Gold Chinese men.
One moment.
What are you, looking at my gold?
Of course, sir. It appears to be of at least somewhat amenable quality.
Yes, it's good gold. That's the good thing about gold. It never loses value.
True, sir.
Never ever. All throughout history. Never ever.
Perhaps I could interest you in parting with it for some cold hard cash.
Uh-oh. Really? Maybe I could take a step up from drinking some wine from boxes.
It's very possible, sir.
Well, to do that, you'd have to start drinking wine.
Huh?
I suppose it's the downside.
I'll start taking off bracelets and laying them on the bar in front of you. Oh yes, these are heirlooms. My family from the old country, they bring them here, smuggled away from the Nazis. Good old European gold.
I see. Very interesting. And you say the Nazis. How utterly tragic. I do hope that they did not, how would one say, affect your family too much, my friend.
Oh, we were the ones who got away, thankfully. Not all of us, though. Very tragic for some of them.
I'm sorry to hear of your loss.
That's quite all right. It was a long time ago. And we are better off here, in the land of opportunity.
I've heard Minneapolis referred to as many things, sir. The land of opportunity is one of the few and far between examples.
You don't understand. We are from Jersey.
Oh.
Sorry, what did I miss?
I just told him talking to the bar guy about selling some gold, and that my family is from New Jersey.
We didn't.
If you would be agreeable, sir, the barman takes a card from his pocket and slides it across the table to you, Jake.
I'll take it.
This is the address of the Lavender Dragon Antique Store. If you go there tomorrow, I'm sure the proprietor will be more than interested in acquiring your trinkets.
Oh, good, because I don't wear the good stuff on me, you know.
Of course, sir. I would expect nothing else.
Yes, I will be there tomorrow evening, perhaps after the store is closed. The bazaar.
I will inform him of this. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you, my friend. What was your name again?
I have not deigned to give it.
Oh, yes. Well, then what is your name, my buddy?
He'll ponder that for a moment. He'll simply say, a very interesting question. I am simply me.
Well, all right then, me. A very Asian name of yours.
Not bad. And your name, sir?
Julius Janaki.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Janaki.
You as well, Mr. Me.
You're actually going to call me that forever now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. By the way, person who has Prime Sight on. Who has Prime Sight on?
Yo.
This person looks completely normal.
Yeah, so does Beauregard, by the way.
Yay.
Looks human.
Mhm.
Mortal. Doesn't look vampire.
Actually, no. If you're reading... No. You're talking about an aura sense. He's not reading your aura. He's reading if you're magical or not. They're different things.
Yeah.
He's not magical either, so...
You have do you have Vitae in your system?
Yeah.
Then
Doesn't power any magic, though.
Vitae still holds quintessence.
Yeah, in very small amounts. So yes, he will. Basically, what I'm doing, the thing I had him roll for me earlier was my counter spell, so he can't see me as I am.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm actively stopping him. I'm using my own prime to actively stop him viewing me, which is something you can do.
Yep.
May I freshen
I'm not trying to see if you're dead, Ian. I'm trying to see if you're a thing. And there's a difference there.
Okay.
Basically, he would be able to tell. Sorry, she would be able to tell. Yes, you are in fact inherently magical, but he wouldn't have any idea what you are. I mean, you could be the queen of the pixies for all he'd know. Realistically.
Yeah, I'd have to meet a. In order to tell that, I'd either need to flip in more spheres, or I'd have to meet a bunch of vampires and figure it out. So
in reality, there's something innately magical, but you can't tell what.
Yeah, I know you're not a mage, and that's about it.
Okay. But because I have Blush of Health, he actually does look like a mortal.
Yeah.
Jason looks like crazy eyes.
By the way, one thing I'm going to note is Miriam did pay for the bottle of wine she came here for, but she hasn't ordered anything.
Yes, that's why the barman was asking, would you like anything else, miss?
Yes, a glass of water.
As you wish, miss. He will stride down to the end of the bar and start preparing, start turning on taps and getting ice. I'll be back in just a moment. Just need to go to the bathroom.
You know, I can turn that glass of water to wine, but it would take probably more time than you'd care to waste watching.
Really, most men could turn glasses of wine into water.
I can turn glasses of wine into empty glasses.
These are terrible magic tricks.
And Miriam will turn around to Beauregard, and you are?
Beauregard. Oh, most people call me Beau.
She'll nod. Miriam Cohen.
Pleasure to meet you.
And anybody with academics will know that's probably the most Jewish name you can have.
So what brings you out tonight?
Out of kosher wine.
Ah. Interesting choice.
Oh, can't hold services without kosher wine.
Depends on the type of services you're trying to hold.
Jewish ones, I would imagine.
Yes, very much so.
Ah, yes, I guess that would be a little difficult. If you're just drinking, if you're just having services that were just drinking, then you could.
Those are my kind of services.
Hey, I hear you there.
Sorry, but I left the Reform Orthodox Church of the Bottle quite some time ago.
Oh, it's a lovely church. All my friends are in it.
Yes, I've spent plenty of time at the base of that porcelain god.
Oh. A baby belly.
Back in the day, you tend to get used to alcohol after a little while.
Yeah, you cannot be a day over 20-something. What do you mean back in the day? You were drinking wine when you were a little baby?
They come from Europe. Their drinking age is a little more loose than it is over here.
But still. You have not yet
Yeah,
had...
it's
You're
more
still
loose.
in the good old days, my friend.
If only that was true.
Well, if you're going to off yourself, perhaps you stop by the bazaar first. They give you some work and women, and perhaps change your mind.
If that doesn't work, I can always take you to synagogue.
Yes, so you can find faith in the covenant and slice off your wiener.
The barman will calmly
And no
move back
longer eat pork.
to the table and will place the water in front of the lady. As I'm going to go to bed, he will excuse himself. He will simply say, "Excuse me, it's the end of my shift. I'm sure that my replacement will be more than able to take care of you." And he will give you a slight bow.
And Beauregard will slip him a 20 on his way out.
Thank you very much, sir. However, peculiarly, a couple of minutes will pass, and the exact same man will walk into the establishment. He'll take off a coat that looked identical to the one that was taken just a moment ago, and take up his position behind the bar. "Hello, my name is Alexander. I'm your waiter. Can I please take your orders?"
At least it's not me.
Miriam is going to squint at this man with her prime-sighted eyes and sip her water slowly.
Oh, he's also completely normal.
Interesting.
I'll just touch my still full glass of wine. Oh, I'm all right for now.
Absolutely.
Miriam taps her bottle and taps her glass of water.
Well, if you need anything, I'll be over there seeing to the other customers, Alexander says in a kind of puzzled voice as to why this weird woman is staring at him so intently.
I think I will also be making my exit. You there, young boy who is contemplating suicide. Take my card. Here you go. Before you
Thank
do
you.
anything
I'm not
hasty,
contemplating
come
suicide.
by and see. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said I'm not contemplating suicide, but
Of course not. Such horrible things it is to be thinking about that. I understand. I was young and sad once as well. You come see me before you do anything destructive. Miss Miriam, it was an absolute pleasure. If your dollar comes back, I will bring it to you.
I'm sure.
Good night. He walks out.
As he's walking by, as he gets close enough to hand me his card, I'm doing a perception alertness, looking for the usual pale skin, breathing, yada yada yada.
Sure.
You're not in a crowd, so that'd be like standard diff. So.
Nope.
Oh well.
The one strike again.
He leaves real quick. It's hard to tell.
He also remembered to have his heart beat.
What an odd fellow.
Very.
So what do you do?
I work in computers.
Ah, me too. Quite good with computers myself.
She nods and says, learned the trade in the Navy.
I just you could say I was with them at a young age.
She'll nod slightly. Sip her water. And, hey, her water seems to be lasting her an awfully long time.
Yeah, perception alertness.
Go ahead.
Damn it!
Her water seems to be lasting her an awfully long time.
What the hell? That's like 4 rolls in a row that it's been 1 success and a 1.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you'd like, I'll let you do a retroactive perception awareness check to spot that she was doing a thing, because I didn't think you made that one.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, you saw her bring her prime sight. She's seeing things that mortals should not be seeing.
Yeah. He looks at her eyes.
She raises an eyebrow.
Interesting.
Very.
Not a normal one, are you?
Nope. Neither are you.
Nope.
Was told this place is neutral ground.
That's what I hear too.
She nods. I'm a mage.
I'm what they call a Ravnos.
And I have no vampire lore, so yay!
I'm kindred.
I still have no vampire lore. Yay! She'll nod as if she knows what you're talking about, and she'll ask her superiors later.
He swishes the red stuff around in his glass and goes, "This isn't the red stuff I usually drink."
Ah, that'd be enough for her to figure it out. Pretty easily. Well, I'm with the Celestial Chorus, if that means anything to you.
Let me roll. No, it's joking. No. Actually, wait. I got a lot of
Do you
lore.
have any mage lore?
I gotta check. Lures.
Yeah, it's basically you went from something that needed 2 dots of vampire lore to something that needed 1 dot of vampire lore to something that didn't need any vampire lore.
I have no idea.
Yeah. From the name, you could probably figure that they're a religious organization of some sort.
Well, I think the obvious statement to that would be duh. I mean,
Yeah.
doing a thing with the church and all that, yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah. I'm guessing something religious in the mage order of something or other.
There are different flavors of mage, and a lot of us like to band together into crafts, and I'm part of the Celestial Chorus.
I'm sorry, but I'm just visualizing Baskin Robbins of mages. Is there 32 flavors of you?
She pauses for a moment and starts to count all the crafts she knows, and goes, "I only know of about 20."
Yeah, it would have been a funnier comparison. There was.
Probably, but I only know about 20. So then again, I am counting the Order of Hermes as one, and they've got a whole bunch of flavors under their umbrella.
Well, maybe there is then.
Yeah, but that'd be like calling chocolate and chocolate fudge 2 different flavors.
They are.
Or vanilla and French vanilla, 2 different flavors.
They are.
And she just looks at you oddly and takes another sip of water, and you can make another perception alertness check.
I was around when all those were created. They are. Hey, there's a success.
Sweet. She has been actually drinking this water, and yet it doesn't seem to be going down. You can tell she's actually like swallowing the water. It's going down her throat, and then she takes it away from her lips, and it's full.
The endless supply of water, right?
Adonai's blessings come in many forms.
Must admit, don't know a speck of magic whatsoever.
She shrugs. From what I have heard, your kind can't do our kind of magic.
Well, I don't know.
It's something about being dead, not having the same connection to the things that we do.
Oh, I don't know. There's a group amongst us that, at least from what I've seen, can't. They're called the Tremere.
I'm going to quickly make a. I'm going to quickly make a retroactive memory check to commit that name to deep memory. So that would be. Actually, fuck it. She'll just make a mind effect to force it into her mind. Mind 1, Prime 1. She's implanting that name so where she can't forget it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's 1 because magic is ridiculously low difficulty if you actually take the time to do it.
Nope. I really don't know.
You think she's doing something funny with her necklace. Jingle jangle, jingle jangle. Ooh, shiny.
Is that your remember all?
You could say that. Do you have any academics, theology, or esoterica Kabbalah?
Do I have a say what now?
Do you have any academics, theology, or esoterica Kabbalah? Because you might be able to identify the symbol on it.
Nope, nope, and nope.
Okay. You have no idea what symbol's on that necklace.
Nope. Apparently not. Although, as he's sitting there and fumbling and all that, you can the symbol that you see on my lower third, you can see on his forearm.
Okay. I'll roll her intelligence academics. Dude, it's one of her better rolls. Neat.
Ooh, looks like you've got 5 successes there. Whew.
Yeah.
This is going back a ways. It is a... There's only been a couple of sightings of this in the Welsh lowlands. Believed to be from Roman era, possibly Roman era or early Viking era. It's
Okay.
be a family symbol.
So you're from Wales, I take it?
Yeah. Well, I spent some time there a couple years back. His eyes kind of like dart back and forth. A couple years ago.
She'll smirk at that.
Yeah. It's a family crest.
I seem to recall it from my history books.
I thought we struck them from all the stone. I guess we missed a couple.
Seems so.
Assuming you're referring to this and taps his forearm.
She nods.
Not many of us left.
Well, with a family that old, that's the way it goes.
Well, to be fair, members of our family do tend to live quite a while.
Well, there's that, but you also don't tend to have very many kids, unless Stephanie Myers is right, in which case you can shoot me right now.
We don't sparkle.
Good.
Remind me to shoot her at some point.
I'll get you the gun.
She actually seems like.
Anyone up for a trip to Seattle?
No. It's a good way to keep eyes off of. Yeah.
Well, anyone could shoot somebody. It's the glory of shooting somebody.
And with that, I think we should call it a night.
No. Miriam will just go, what? I mean, it's not like you throw a fireball at someone's face. That leaves traces.
I suppose. Alright, so this has been a scene for Minneapolis by Night. Thank you for watching. I don't think we had any viewers. Damn it.
They get reviews retroactively.